What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it, back at it, back at it again. Ha. I'm back at it again, man. Listen, salutes to all the savages. We're going to get to it. Call in Aaron Glenn, Darren Mougey. We got our guys in the building, okay? We got our guys in the building. Got a general manager, got a head coach. We're going to be discussing it all. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I am taking all callers. Give me 1 second, folks. We're going to connect the audio, and we're going to get to it. Hold on. Okay, Blog Talk is cheeks. Okay, Blog Talk is buns. Back up to its nonsense. But hold on, we're gonna take live calls. Let me set this up for y'all. All right, Blog Talk is buns yet again. Okay, but we're gonna be discussing it all today. Okay, we got our head coach, we got our general manager in the building. Nothing is going to stop what we're bringing to the table here. Just hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to give you folks the number to call in. We already got callers. Salutes. Can you hear me?
Salute.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second, and we're gonna come right back to you. Hold on, okay? Hold on. All right. So here we are, right? Got a lot of things moving and shaking. Give me 1 second, folks. Blog Talk sucks. It is cheeks. It is not working tonight, but we're not going to let that stop us. No, not one bit. That is not going to end what we got going on here because we got a lot of things happening, okay? Not going to end what we got going. Give me 1 second. Let me prepare this here for y'all. Okay, so everything's up and it's good. Let me make sure, okay? Everything's good. Let me hold on 1 second, y'all. Make sure I get everything for y'all. Okay. All right. Okay. Man, this is so crazy that we got our guy in the building. I know a lot of people are excited about Glenn. Hold on 1 second. I know a lot of people are excited about Glenn coming into the building. Oh, I apologize. Val, go ahead and call back in. I know I lost you. Call back in. A lot of people are excited about Aaron Glenn. Okay. Hold on 1 second, Val. Just hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are excited about Aaron Glenn. Here's the call-in number. Okay. If you call in tonight and I don't get to you, right, because we're going to have callers moving in and out. If you call in tonight, I will call you back or you can keep calling. Okay. That's the line we're using tonight because Blog Talk is cheeks. All right. So here's the call-in number for y'all. Okay. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Again, I apologize. Blog Talk is trash. Okay. It's trash. We're going to bash Blog Talk all tonight. Okay. This is supposed to be a joyous night. We're excited about a lot of things that we got moving and shaking, but Blog Talk is buns. Okay. There's nothing I can do about it because they're garbage. All right. But listen, let's go ahead and get into it. I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. Okay? I truly do. I truly, truly do. Especially if you're hitting me up about how much Blog Talk sucks. Okay? Go ahead. Hit me up. Let me know. Because they are trash, okay? Complete and utter trash. All right, I'm also on Twitter as well for those of you that may not know, okay? Your boy's on Twitter. I'm not going to stop saying Twitter, okay? So y'all just got to let it go. You got to let it go, okay? Listen, go on Twitter, type in at the Long Beach Joe, at the Long Beach Joe on Twitter. Okay. And follow me, and I'll follow you right back. Okay. Link to all of my social media is in the chat. Now listen, I have a lot of spirited discussions on Twitter. Okay. People want to yell. People want to scream. I want to hear about it. Okay. I'm not going to scream back with you. I'm not going to give you a lot of exclamation points, but I am going to go back and forth and have a good time. Okay. So please come on over to Twitter at the Long Beach Joe. Let's go back and forth and have that discussion. Also, for those of you that do not know, I'm on iTunes as well. Going over to iTunes. All right. The Long Beach Joe Show on iTunes. Go ahead and subscribe to the show. Give me a 5-star rating. Leave me some feedback, folks. You know, I want to thank everybody that does that. It's greatly appreciated. And let me know how you guys feel about what I'm doing here and what I'm doing with my show, okay? I want to thank everybody that listens, especially the people overseas. It is crazy, okay? I have overseas listeners. It's wild. There's so many people from so far away from me check out the show. I really appreciate y'all, okay? So please, please, please continue to let me know what's going on and how you feeling about the show and how you feeling about the Jets. The overseas crowd is super passionate, okay? Everybody's passionate about this team, but they are unbelievably passionate about this team, and we have a lot of back and forth with a lot of and have a lot of great discussions. Okay, so please get involved with everything. And again, I want to thank everybody that listens to me. Period. But again, especially the people from overseas. I'm talking like London, all over the UK, Germany, Scotland, Australia. I got people that listen to me in Australia, people that listen to me from Africa. It is crazy. Okay, please continue to listen, and please continue to let me know about how you feel about this team, and go back and forth with me. So, and also, okay, for those that may not know, your boy's on YouTube. Mama, I made it. I'm on YouTube. Okay, going over to YouTube. Okay, type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. You'll be able to check out the show live. We do live stream the show. Again, we take live callers, but Blog Talk is trash. So we're not using Blog Talk tonight because it's trash, buns, cheeks, caca, poop. Okay. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. Okay. A lot of ladies say, "Hey, Joe, you're handsome. You're looking good. Thank you so much." Okay, ladies, I'm not arrogant. I'm just a guy working with what he has. Okay. So I want to thank everybody that watches. Again, Long Beach Joe Jets, subscribe, hit that notification bell, give the video a thumbs up, and come over and join us. All right. But just keep in mind, when you come over here, you're going to have to deal with the savages, baby. Okay? That's my chat, the savages. Savage! Okay? They get after everybody. Okay? No one's safe. Not even me. Okay? If they don't like what you got to say, they're going to let you know. Okay? Point blank, period. So, with all that said and done, we're going to get into, okay, this hire of the New York Jets. The New York Jets have found their general manager. They've also found their head coach. Again, we'll be taking calls tonight. The number is in the chat. I apologize, y'all. Blog Talk is buns, okay? It is complete buns. But as you see, the number to call in the chat is 805-855-0467, okay? We're working, we're moving and shaking, and trust me, we're going to get through these calls, and I'm going to take calls live all tonight, all right? So don't worry. We're going to get to everybody. You call in, we'll get to you. All right, so quickly, we're going to start with the hiring of Aaron Glenn. The Jets have hired Aaron Glenn. They give him a 5-year deal, according to reports. And the Jets have landed, one of the hottest names in the head coaching circle, right? He was one of the hottest candidates, to be completely honest, and the Jets got him. Now, keep in mind, Aaron Glenn played with the Jets. He was on the field for us in that green and white jersey doing his thing, all right, from 1994 to 2001, all right? Listen, I was young, you know what I mean? Watching Aaron Glenn, Marcus Coleman. We had so many great players back then, man, handling business. Aaron Glenn used to lock people down, okay? Lock people down. He was not playing no games. He was one of the stars on the team, one of the best corners in all the league. And it's so great, man. So great to see him come back and be able to not only give us, a lot that he gave us on the field in those times, but he's able to come back and hopefully rectify this situation and fix us and get us to where we need to go, right? And one of the things that I really, really like about Aaron Glenn and this hiring, okay, and I know that there's a lot of Jets fans that are not excited about this hiring, and we'll get to that because I want to have an open discussion about it. But one of the things that I really like about the hiring of Aaron Glenn is that he understands what it's like to be here. He understands the pressure and the media and the fan base. He understands the Jets culture. And that's huge, right? That was one of the reasons that we've seen in the past as Jets fans that a lot of players don't want to come here because they don't want to deal with everything that comes with putting that green and white jersey on. They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the pressure. Salutes to all the savages in the chat. I see you. Michael, Venom G's, Danger, Outlaw, I see y'all. Put your thoughts and questions in the chat, and I will be coming to you as well throughout the night, all right? But I'm one man. So he understands the pressure of this whole market. He understands the intensity, the want to be a winner. He understands how much this fan base craves, not only his fan base, the media, everything around here craves for you to step up and get it done. We want somebody, we want to be winners. He understands that, and he's ready to take that on. And he's dealt with that in the past as well because he played here, okay? And that's huge because we've seen people crumble under that pressure. Again, like I just said, there's a lot of players that don't want to come here. There's a lot of coaches as well that didn't want to have nothing to do with it, okay? For those of you that love Ben Johnson, I'm not disrespecting him. I thought he was a great candidate, right? But what did I tell y'all from the jump? I don't think it's realistic for him to come here. And we started to see reports come out that the Jets weren't interested in Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson wasn't interested in the Jets either. Now, Ben Johnson had his own reasons for not being interested in the Jets. There's a lot of talks about him possibly, or not possibly, but having a relationship with Adam Gase, and that, you know, that probably played a factor as well into it, and that he just wasn't interested in coming here. But the Jets also weren't interested in him, according to reports, because they didn't think that he would be the guy to be able to handle, right, the pressure of being here. They didn't think that it was a fit personality-wise. All right. We've seen the Jets media destroy people. We've seen them run people up out of here. I love Rex. Everybody knows that. I think he had a great time here. But baby, when it was time for him to roll out, he rolled out. And the media and the fan base, they made sure to let him know that it was time to go. Okay? Let me tell you, that's what it's like here. And Aaron Glenn understood that. He understood that as a player. He understands that as now the New York Jets head coach, and he's ready to face that head on. That's a good move. Good move for the New York Jets. He also understands how to relate to players as well. That's what I think is really, really huge about bringing Aaron Glenn here. And I want you folks to hear something really quickly that he spoke on about what it's like to coach in the modern day NFL and how he's gotten to where he's gotten. Here's a clip.
No doubt. And today's coaching, man, you have to be relatable. All right, the players have to be able to sit down and talk to you and have a conversation. Man, there are so many players I'll talk to this day. Say, man, I've never had a chance to just sit and talk with a coach. I've never had a chance to have interaction and confrontation with a coach. It's almost like I got to shut up. And I said, no, man, tell me exactly what your issues are, right? And we could talk about it. Man, me and Tracy Walker, Tracy came to my house, right, before training camp. Me and Tracy was sitting there just knocking tape out. And one day he was just like, just quiet. And I was like, what's wrong? He said, Coach, I've never, ever had a chance to go to a coach's house. You know, your wife over there cooking dinner, your daughter's running around, all right? And I'm sitting here watching tape. Man, I just, like, that just don't happen. And I was shocked, like, why?
Right.
Why can't it happen? Because you know what? As a player, man, I would love to sit down with my coach and sit there and pick his brain and watch. And so, man, that's what I want to offer to all my players, right? Dude, this is coaches over here and players over, that's not what we are. Man, we right here, right? Because my job is to help you get better. That's my only job, right? My job is to create a winning environment for you, get you paid, right? Because everybody wins, right? The organization wins and you win if all those things happen. So, yeah, I'm going to sit here and spend as much time as I can with you because that's my pleasure anyway, to sit here and watch tape with you and get you better.
Now, if that don't fire you up, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. Here's a man that understands how to get the best out of players, how to motivate them to run through a wall for him. That's the type of coach, that type of talk right there. That's the type of coach that's going to have players willing to give it all, willing to go out there and complete whatever task and get done whatever mission that he asked them to accomplish. And that goes a long way. Because let me tell you something, a lot of Jets fans, right? Me, everybody listening, everybody watching, salutes to the savages in the chat. we all know that for this team to succeed going forward, for this team to be better, for this team to get to where we need them to go to be winners, they have to buy in. They have to buy in. That's one of the issues, right? One of the biggest issues this past season, and there's a lot of questions about if everyone on the team had bought in. And I'm not saying that just as a fan, because people will be like, well, Joe, yeah, you're knowledgeable about the Jets, but you don't know that. You're not in that locker room. Well, you know what's crazy about that? Not only did we, right, see that on the field, how there was a lot of players that just didn't seem to be meshing it, and we have so much talent, but they're not playing as a team. We said this all season. I said that myself. There were players like Sauce Gardner that came out and said, hey, we're not out there playing like a team. We're just playing like a bunch of individuals. Not everybody bought in. Not everybody was willing to lay it on the line. And players were saying that. We heard a lot from Quincy Williams as well, talking about how he was annoyed with some of the things that he was seeing. We heard from Devontae Adams this season. I think he was on the team for like a damn week. And the Jets took a loss, and he stood up in front of everybody and let them have it and told guys, hey, we need to start getting it together as a team. Motivate your brother. I'm paraphrasing here. If a guy does something good, no matter how big or small, celebrate with him. All of that is building culture, buying in. And I think that Aaron Glenn could be the guy. Get these guys to buy in. Everybody on one accord. Play like a team. That's the biggest issue with the Jets. Because as it stands, and we'll be talking about this, right, in the future, we have a lot of talent. But until they start playing as a team, we won't be anywhere. Okay? Until they start playing as a team, we'll be stuck here. Everyone must buy in. When we play as a team, the league is finished. Or we're going to run you for sure. But we've got to get guys playing together. All right? And I think that Aaron Glenn is the guy that can be able to do that. We heard that. That was wonderful. Especially being able to relate to modern day players and getting modern day guys to get it done. Can you imagine Will McDonald? Don't get me started. Okay? Now I got some questions, okay? And again, the lines are open. We're going to get to everybody. Okay, we're going to get to everybody. Blog Talk is trash, okay? I apologize. Blog Talk is garbage, but we're going to get to everybody. 805-885-0467. We will get to everybody tonight. Trust me, okay? If you call in and I miss you, I apologize. I'll try to get back to you. I can call you right back. I apologize. Blog Talk is trash. Now, I do have some big questions. Who will be the offensive coordinator for Aaron Glenn? Now, there's some names out there. Nick Caley, the Rams tight ends coach and passing game coordinator. A lot of talk about that guy being the New York Jets offensive coordinator. There's been a lot of talk about that. We'll see. You know, he's under that dude over there with the Rams. Ooh, man. Let me tell you something. That offense over there with the Rams is no joke, and we know why. Because that boy McVay is all business. He's all business, okay? All right, so we'll be talking about that, okay? There's also Slowick as well from the Texans, Bobby Slowick. A lot of people talking about that as well, okay? So I need to see who his OC is going to be. That's a big question. I also want to know how he's going to handle the situation with Aaron Rodgers. Does he want Aaron Rodgers back? Now, there's a lot of rumors floating around that maybe, he does, but we will see. I want to see how they handle that situation. Because me personally, okay, and I want to hear from everybody, the callers tonight, and I also want to hear from the chat. Salutes to all the savages, okay? I personally would like to see Aaron Rodgers come back. Here's why. The Jets don't have anything after him. There's no franchise quarterback currently on this roster. I'm going to say that again. There's no Jets franchise quarterback after Aaron Rodgers currently on this roster. Okay? Now, we know that Aaron Rodgers ain't going to be here forever. He probably got a year, maybe two left in him. Maybe two left. But definitely a year. Right? He's willing to come back for a year. And we've heard him talk about it. We've heard him also say that he's willing to give more money back in his contract to help the New York Jets. And also, he's willing to mentor a young quarterback. Now, the Jets, where they're at right now, right? Where they're at right now, you look at this situation, and if you can keep Aaron Rodgers, get a young quarterback, and we'll see who it'll be. We will see, okay? Shador, Ward, those guys are going to go high. Right now, I think the Jets are sitting at 7 in the draft. You got to figure out what you're going to do going forward. But if you can get a young quarterback in here that can be mentored by Aaron Rodgers, it'll do him a world of good, because you won't have to throw him into the fire immediately. You won't have to do that. He can sit back, learn from one of the best, while also you guys are still competing with one of the best, right? And Aaron Rodgers doesn't have to be 25-year-old Aaron Rodgers to win here. He doesn't. If the Jets can get things together and we can figure out how to run the football, which is what we should have been doing this season, the Jets were 31st in the league at running the ball. That's atrocious. That's horrible. That's far below our standards and what we want. If you get your running game together and this defense gets back together like it should be and performed better than it did this year, you can have the Jets be a winner next season. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers can still go out there and handle business and throw the ball, but you must protect him, and you must give him a solid running game, and you must give him a defense that's better than what we saw this year, okay? So I like the idea of bringing Aaron Rodgers back, but we will see. I also want to know how quickly he can get this defense into form, okay? Now, again, there's some things he's going to do different schematically than Sulla did or Aldridge did, so I want to see how quickly he's going to be able to get these players up to speed, because there's still, in my mind, pressure for him to win in this first year. He knows it, and so does everybody else. Now, I'm not saying that you should fire Eric Glenn if he's not winning and he doesn't make the play. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that he's got to come out and they've got to perform. They've got to go out there and do business. And this defense, especially with his defensive background, has got to come out and really, get rolling early. They've got to show you that, they're hot and they can put it down again. Because we had an elite defense, right? We did. The defense from last season, baby, was crazy. This year's defense, though, with the Jets, I don't know. This past season, very shaky. There was a lot of letdowns, all right? Now with Aaron Glenn here, I want to see what he does with guys like Will McDonald, Sauce Gardner, Quincy Williams, Michael Carter. If they can get DJ Reed back into the building, I know there's been a lot of things going on with DJ Reed, all right? But if they can get DJ Reed back into the building under Aaron Glenn, baby, I feel for the rest of the league. Let's see how quickly you can get these guys rolling. Dial up them blitzes, do whatever you got to do, and get it hot. Let the rest of the league know what time it is. Let them know we back in business. We back on the block, and we going to take everything from you. That's what I need to see, okay? Now, there's also some rumors as well about other parts of his staff. A lot of people saying that he's going to bring in Steve Wilkes for his defensive coordinator spot. There's a lot of people saying that Mike Westhoff might come out of retirement to be a special teams coordinator. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Again, I'm gonna get back to everybody. Trust me, okay? I'm gonna get back to everybody. So there's a lot of talk about that as well, and so we're gonna see. But I'm happy with the hiring of Aaron Glenn. Also, okay, we got Darren Mougey in the building as well. He's our new general manager. A lot of questions for him too, man. We know that the Jets have interviewed, senior personnel executive Trey Brown and the Commanders' assistant general manager Lance Newmark. A second time, Mougey was the guy that they went with, so he's here now. We know that Mougey has been the Broncos' assistant GM since 2022. Okay, he'd been with the Broncos though since 2012. All right, so we know that he's a guy that's a scout. He can put things together, and he also, again, interned as he went from a scouting intern to the assistant general manager spot. He's worked under two different general managers as well while he was there with the Broncos, John Elway and then George Patton. He's also been part of a Super Bowl winning team in 2015, Peyton Manning and all those boys, the Thomas brothers. They were taking care of business there, okay? And he also helped the Broncos get back to the playoffs, even though they had some cap issues. I think they had like $89 million in dead cap money on the salary cap, which that tells you something right there too. That tells you that this guy can get a lot when given a little. Okay. He can get a lot when given a little. All right. So he can work with some things and get key guys, because your margin of error when you're trying to save and scrimp every dime is very small. You have to hit. And he got key guys into the building and was able to get these, get them to the playoffs. So it's a good move, man. And again, he's a guy that's known to work well with people, communicate well with people. And, man, he survived 6 coaches in Denver, 6 head coaches. So we're going to see what time it is, man. We're going to see what time it is. I'm excited. We're going to be having these discussions and talking that talk again. 805-885-0467. That is the number to call in. I know it's not the number on the screen, but Blog Talk is trash, okay? So we're doing what we got to deal with tonight. Again, we'll get to everybody, okay? We got one line here, but we're going to be talking that talk. I'm excited. Aaron Glenn, Darren Mougey in the building. We're going to have a lot of discussions about this situation. So first caller we're going to get to, okay, because we're getting to these lines. Again, everyone, give the stream a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you'll be in the know. If you want to give to the chat, super chat's there. Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Anything you give to the platform is greatly appreciated, okay? It's greatly appreciated. Also, please share the show across your social media with your friends and your family, okay? And again, I want to thank everybody that does that. So we're getting to the lines. Lines is open. We got one person on the line already. Again, we'll get to everybody. If I miss your call, again, I'll let you all folks know when the line get back open again. You can call in, or again, I can call you back as well. So please, 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 everybody, be patient with me. I apologize because Blog Talk is trash, okay? Blog Talk is trash, and I apologize, but we will get to everybody. First caller, we're going to Val. You already know what time it is with Val. Dun, 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 dun. The circus is in the building. But Val salutes, okay? I want to thank you for calling in. Blog Talk is trash. Feel free to bash Blog Talk. I apologize, but you're on the line, man. Aaron Glenn, Darren Mougey in the building. What are your thoughts about these hirings, man?
Listen, man. Listen, a new era. I can't even lie, man. I'm very excited. Like, just hearing Aaron Glenn, how he talks, I'm just like, man, this guy is really, he's a person that could probably convince Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson to come back, man, and just stay on the team. But it just seems like a lot of people are very engaged and are very happy. I seen even Egan Reed say, oh, man, that's a great pickup. I was just like, oh, he was basically saying he's out the door.
Yep.
So I seen his tweet. I was just like, okay, so, I'm glad that he's still on board a little bit. So hopefully we can bring him back because, he would definitely help us out. They already have chemistry. I feel like this man is going to bring in a whole new culture. I feel like from everybody, this man has so much connections. I didn't know how many connections this man had, but just doing my research and just hearing former players talk about Aaron Glenn, of course, I've seen the highlights and I've seen the play, of course, and he's definitely that real deal. And you could tell why the Lions, that defense was rolling the way how they was because this guy is really good. He's going to definitely bring in a whole new era. I just hope that it can just change for us to be winning because we're in a 14, 15-year drought. So we're the longest team that ever made it to the playoffs in a while. So it's been since Kobe Bryant won his championship. So let's put it just like that. But it's kind of sad, but But yeah, we just gotta. I'm just happy, and it's very important. I just need to know what that offensive coordinator is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Talk about it because that's where I wanted to go next with you. Is there an offensive coordinator? Is there an offensive coordinator candidate that you prefer? There's a lot of talk about Nick Caley out there. Works with the Rams. We know, those boys over there with the Rams, McVay, very innovative. They run a great. That offense it can cook. You know what I mean? So he's been over there for a minute. And then again, he's the tight ends coach and passing game coordinator. What are your thoughts about him? Is that a guy you prefer, or do you like Bobby Slowick of the Texans, which is crazy? He went from a head coaching candidate, and he's interviewing, and now he's out on the market as well after being fired by the Texans. What are your thoughts, man?
Absolutely not. I don't think we should go with the guy from the Texans because he his adjustments to the second half, even he lost to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like it was very bland. And reportedly, C.J. Stroud was basically done with him because they was going back and forth a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of, I'm okay with that. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely the Rams. What's his name? I'm sorry.
Nick Caley.
Nick Caley. Okay, yeah, Nick Caley. Yeah, that I would definitely go that direction if anything, because it would definitely bring in a whole new breed. And I just hope even the guy from the Saints as well too. I don't know if you heard about him, but he scores a lot. Even though the Saints hasn't really been good.
Mm-hmm.
The Saints from the beginning they was really scoring a lot of touchdowns. There was a lot of trickery of their plays. We just need that new fresh style, that new engine to run, with the offense, because it was very bland. Even though Todd Downing wasn't too bad, I probably said his name wrong, but even though he wasn't too
Todd
bad.
Downing, yep.
But yeah, Todd Downing, yeah, he wasn't too bad. But I will say that we still need that OC back. It was just a lot of stuff that it just wasn't connecting offensively, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, I'm gonna have to get on the Aaron Rodgers, but yeah, I would go with the Rams or even the Saints.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, listen, that's where I want to go with you, because I'm looking at it now, man, and I'm saying to myself, this situation with Aaron Rodgers, I think becomes, interesting, right? Even more interesting, because it's like, okay, we got Aaron Rodgers, we got the general manager in the building. Do you think that Aaron Rodgers should come back this season? There's a lot of Jets fans that are saying, hey, look, just draft a quarterback and move forward. Draft a quarterback, move forward. Don't deal with Aaron Rodgers. But there's a lot of Jets fans like myself that want to see him come back, especially with Aaron Glenn now here in the building. I think we have a guy that a lot of guys, and we're hearing former players talking about coming back and, building with. There's been a lot of talk about coaches, players around the league talking about him as well, and how excited that the Jets have hired him because it's a great hire. Would you like to see Aaron Rodgers, come back next season under Aaron Glenn?
Okay, so here we go. The only way that I want Aaron Rodgers to possibly come back if it's not the Aaron Rodgers show. Meaning, Alan Lazard has to be on the team. This person has to be on the team. Like, if he's running the team, I don't want that to happen again, because we already seen how that happened and we've seen how that turned out. And he's not that typical leader that. And my question to you, Joe. If Aaron Rodgers is playing like the first half of the season, can you bench Aaron Rodgers? And this is a newly year head coach. Mm-hmm. Can he bench Aaron Rodgers if he's not playing well? That's my question to you.
Yeah, I think he could. It depends. If Aaron is killing you, if Aaron is really destroying your chances to win, yes, he could bench Aaron Rodgers. He should be able to. But I don't think it was, again, I think when you look at last season, I know there's a lot of people that felt like he should be benched. We know that Aaron Rodgers was also playing injured. We know that. We know that knee was not healthy. We know that because we saw it. We know that there was hamstring issues as well. And we know that there was a myriad of other issues on the team that really affected Aaron Rodgers' play. And I want to continue to talk with you about this team. But one of the things I think was the biggest issue last season, not only with fan expectations, but also player expectations too. A lot of people thought that Aaron Rodgers was coming here and he was going to be 25-year-old Aaron Rodgers, which was just going to be able to save you from anything that happened. He was just going to erase everything that went bad. He's 40 years old. He's not that guy anymore. Now, he's still really good, but he's not 25-year-old Aaron Rodgers. If you can't protect him properly, anybody remember we had that left tackle Smith, Tyron Smith was supposed to come here and be that guy. He sucks.
Sheesh.
He sucks, right? That left tackle spot didn't get shored up and figured out until we got Olu over there, and then Olu went down. So it was a lot of issues, him taking those hits. But I think one of the biggest issues that kind of snuck under the radar for a lot of Jets fans and a lot of media, and I'm going to keep talking about it, is the fact that the New York Jets could not run the football. That was horrific for Aaron Rodgers, because now with that, right, that put everything on him, everything on his shoulders. He has to do everything because you can't run the football effectively. You can't do that. So if you can't run the football effectively, what does that do? That makes you one-dimensional, which means that Aaron Rodgers has to drop back and throw for damn near 300 yards every game to really have a chance to win. which is
But
not
yo,
what we were
wasn't
talking
he
about doing.
switching up the plays and stuff like that? You know,
Yeah.
to change from the running to the
Mm-hmm.
passing at
Well,
times.
well,
Because
some
he does that
yeah,
sometimes too.
he does. He absolutely would make adjustments at the line, but often we would see even when we tried to run the football, it wasn't done effectively. How many times during the year were we talking about, yo, what's going on with Brees Hall? Like he's not getting it done. Why ain't he hitting
Yeah,
the hole
true,
harder than
true.
he would?
His first half was terrible too.
Yeah, like all these
It,
things that like I remember all of this from last season. So our running game being as bad as it was, I think that was a big effect as well, and the Jets defense letting up stuff. But if Aaron Rodgers is absolutely the problem, I think that Aaron Glenn will sit him down. I think he will, to go with whoever he feels like is the better choice. I think he will do that. But let
I
me
don't
tell you
want
something.
a bad rap. As soon as he just comes in, and you know, if you sit somebody that is like a Hall of Famer, has a big resume like that, and as soon as you sit them down, and then if things doesn't go right, then it's gonna be all on Aaron Glenn. And regardless, everything's gonna be on Aaron Glenn regardless.
I was about to say it's gonna be on
I
Aaron
don't know
Glenn.
if you should start him like that. Personally.
Listen, Aaron Glenn, let me tell you something. If Aaron Glenn's going to be the guy, if you're going out there and you're seeing a guy is destroying your chances to win, I don't care who he is, and I don't care who he was. Sit him.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Because if you can't do that with him, then that means you can't make that decision with any other player on the team at all.
That's true.
Right? There were other guys that Jets fans were calling to be benched all year. Tyron Smith was one of them.
Oh yeah.
All year
sure.
we were screaming, yo, sit this
sure.
guy on the bench. He
I
sucks.
don't understand why that wasn't done in the beginning.
Exactly.
Like, it's because of the money and stuff, but he wasn't performing well. Like it was just so much obvious stuff. Like even Greg the leg. Like come on, he should have been out since when he was losing us multiple games, and you seen that in the preseason that he was falling off a little bit, and we just never made that adjustment. But that was with the old regime. It's just so obvious. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Hopefully this time around, these coaches know exactly when to bench people and when to start people. You know.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're making a great point. Now I want to get over to the GM really quickly. Again, the number to call in is 805-885-0467. We'll get to everybody calling in. Trust me. Okay. If I miss your initial call, I'll come back to you. Trust me. Okay. So we got Darren Mougey in the building. When you look at this situation with this new general manager for the New York Jets, man, what do you think are 3 things that he needs to get done immediately? What are 3 things, the top 3 things for this football team that he must take care of immediately?
Absolutely. The cap situation. Oh, no. The first thing, re-signing our young talent, making sure you re-sign our young talent and making sure we lock them down to stay for the future and stuff. Number 2, the dead cap. He has to work on the dead cap, and that's another situation. Just like you said, if Aaron Rodgers is willing to take that pay cut, then he could possibly come back. And also, Devontae Adams said that he's willing to take a pay cut too. And I do want Devontae Adams to. That's somebody I definitely want back here. And stuff. And number 3, I would say, just keeping just keeping the culture going. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping a open eye and drafting well, for sure. Drafting well and doing your due diligence and please do your research, because we cannot have no bust in the first round in the draft and stuff like that, because we had plenty of misses and everything. So your scouting has to be on point as well too. So please have a good scouting thing.
Okay.
But this is also my other thing that I have a problem with. That it scares me a little bit. First year head coach and first year GM as well too. So I would love if we get a senior or president of operations. But I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But this guy does have a lot of experience, so hopefully he could come through for us and stuff. But I just really feel comfortable at having a senior president of operations here, so somebody could overlook and have that veteran mind, that's been there and done that. So anything that he slips up on, so he could just turn to the president and be like, just ask some questions. And that's another thing that I like about Aaron Glenn as well too, because he has a lot of mentors and a lot of people that he could actually talk to. If he ever goes through like any type of drama or anything like that, I would definitely love that. That's another thing that I love about that.
No, yeah, you gave us some great takes there. Now I want to get to something else, man. When you look at this situation, right? Aaron Glenn, first year, first season. What are your expectations for him, man, in this first season?
Ooh. Sheesh. I'm not gonna say like a playoff mandate or anything, but man, I just hope to see this defense back together. I just hope to see the offense finally scoring some touchdowns. I'm just, and most importantly, for a couple of years, taking care of these penalties, these penalty situations, discipline.
Yep.
Discipline. Because this is something that we've been lacking for a long time. I want some discipline back in order. I want a new culture. I want, like the offense to be rolling. I want us to not be allergic to the end zone anymore. I want us to actually love the end zone, that we are always in the end zone, and scoring 30-plus points and knowing that we could actually win these games in defense, getting back to our identity from 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Yeah. And just, stopping and getting to the quarterback as we always do. And look out for Sauce Gardner this year.
That's what I was going to finish with. I was going to ask you, what player are you looking to really kind of get into form under Aaron Glenn? What is the guy for you? That's my final question.
Sauce Gardner.
Talk about
Absolutely. So he is going to work with Sauce Gardner. He's going to get him on track. He's going to make sure that cornerback position is back on track. And whoever the defensive coordinator is going to be, I'm hearing it's the guy that was the head coach of the Cardinals when
Steve
they
Wilkes.
Drafted Steve Wilkes. Yes.
Steve Wilkes. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. I can't really hear you. You sound low.
Go ahead. Steve Wilkes.
Hello?
Yeah, that's his name. Steve Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes. Okay. Yeah, Steve Wilkes. Yeah. So, hopefully, he could definitely, come in and just bring a fresh breath air of the, to the defense and stuff. So because we definitely need it, but I definitely like, I definitely believe Sauce Gardner is going to get back to himself. And if DJ Reed does come back, hopefully, he does what he needs to do, because even though last year was kind of like a down year for him, but this first half of the year was just like amazing. Like he was really balling, but he just seen that the writing on the wall and everybody just started having this business decisions. So, I just hope that, we can get this thing back rolling, and the safety position as well, too, we got to get straight. So
okay.
I definitely think that we could get this back rolling.
Okay.
So the Jets could be back.
Listen, Val, this was a great call from you, man. Okay. Next time I have a show, hopefully Blog Talk will work. Probably won't because it's trash. If you want to bash Blog Talk on your way out, that's fine. But again, thank you for calling in. It's a great call from you, man.
Absolutely, man. Everybody likes to subscribe to Joe, and I will say, witnesses over alleged proof, and even though we got Aaron Glenn, my first option was Adam Gase, but I'm cool with Aaron Glenn. You know what I'm saying?
Goodbye.
Trolling at his finest.
Goodbye. Any mention of Adam Gase? Val, I'm telling you, the master troll, okay? Salutes to Val. I want to thank him for calling in as well. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515, goodness gracious, excuse me, 805-885-0467, because Blog Talk is trash. You see how your boy, I just want to get rolling, but Blog Talk is always hating, okay? 862, we're coming back to you. 862, we are coming back to you, all right? 862, we're coming back to you. I'm giving you a call. Go ahead and pick up when you can here. All right. But let me tell you something. Salutes to all the savages in the chat. I see you in the building. Okay. I see what's going on. Sean Sharp says, run it back with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Give them a full season together. Okay. Give them a full season together. That's huge here. All right. That'll be huge for the New York Jets. All right. Hopefully you can call back in 862. Salutes to Sean Sharp. He's talking that talk, man. He is talking that talk. Again, the number to call in is 805-885-0467. Lines open, okay? We're going to keep attempting to get back to everybody that called in. Again, I apologize. Blog Talk is trash, okay? And I'm getting back to everybody, all right? Salutes to Sean Sharp. He says, fix the running game this year. Don't rush the ball enough. Yep, we didn't. We didn't rush the ball enough. We didn't run very well, okay? And he also says, Sean Sharp salutes Savage. He says, draft Jackson Dart in the second. Let him sit a year behind Aaron Rodgers. And that's my point. Look, whoever you decide or whoever you want to be, a future young quarterback for the New York Jets, there's, quite a bit of names. There's a lot of people talking about bringing different people in. But I think it would benefit them. It would behoove the New York Jets as well to keep Aaron Rodgers so that they can be mentored behind him, man. You can continue to compete with this football team and, right, you can also groom a young quarterback under him, because if you let Aaron Rodgers walk out of the building, there could be a domino effect after that, right? You know what the domino effect could be? Garrett Wilson could look at the situation and be like, yeah, dog, I'm up out of here. There's no future. You ain't got nobody. I'm not going through this situation again where we're trying to figure things out and rebuild. I did that with Zach Wilson. I was one of the guys that was, on that video screaming, begging for, Aaron Rodgers to be brought in the building. And now you guys are moving on from him. You're not serious about winning. I'm up out of here. If Aaron Rodgers is gone, Garrett Wilson probably be gone, and then so will Devontae Adams. I doubt that Devontae will want to stay here. He'll be looking to move on too. Now look at all the offensive weapons that will be gone, your big offensive weapons on top of you still having to try to find a young quarterback. And then that fallout can happen as well. More fallout can come because guess what? You'll be looking around trying to figure out, hey, does anybody else want to leave as well? You can end up losing guys like AVT. You can end up losing Sauce Gardner. Guys that may not want to deal with the whole rebuild situation again when you try to find your way, because they went through the frustration of that. They went through the frustration. So salutes to all the savages in the chat. I see y'all in the building. Sean Sharp, salutes to you. We're getting back to everybody that called in on the line. Please pick up. Oh, so hold on 1 second, Max. I see you in the building. Hold on 1 second. Listen, salutes to all the savages, man. I see y'all. Venom G's, I see you in the building. Jack Kenna says, LBJ, who should the Jets draft at QB? If trading up, what would the Jets give? I think it's really tough for the Jets to, trade up to get either Shador or Ward. Okay, the price is going to be high. I don't think that there's after Sanders and Ward, the drop off is, it's quite a bit of drop off, right? And I don't think you want to give up too much capital because I don't think this is a draft where QB is very strong like that. Okay, and again, I like Shador Sanders a lot. I think he's solid, really, really solid option. And again, Ward, I like Ward too. But at 7, I don't think either of those guys are going to be there whatsoever. And I think the price you're going to have to give up to get one of those guys, because this is such a QB-starved draft, I don't think it's something that you'll want to pay. So we'll see what happens. Again, there's a lot of talk about Jackson Dart. There's talks about other guys as well. And so we'll see who the Jets end up taking. But I could see them grabbing some guy in the second round or maybe third round and trying to coach him along if they keep Aaron Rodgers. But we're going to get to these lines again. 805-885-0467 is the number. Call in. Okay. Again, please be patient. We will get back to everybody. Right now, we're going to go to Max 862. We're going to try to contact you as well when I come back. But Max salutes. Savage. He's in the building. Max, we're sitting here right now, man. Aaron Rodgers is the New York Jets' new head coach. Darren Mougey is the New York Jets' new general manager. What are your thoughts about these hires, man?
So, Glenn, I'm going to rate it an A+, and I feel like the reason why is because, he's grown on me a little bit. He has, the Bill Parcells way. Bill Parcells endorsed him as a coach. For Mougey, I would say, a C, because, I feel like we could have had a more proven GM in the building. I feel like if we got, the Atlanta Falcons GM, Thomas Dimitroff, I feel like if we got Dimitroff, we would have a better GM. I feel like with Mougey, I don't think he's a young for a GM. He's, 39 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and then also, he also was part of the Broncos during, the losing season, so, with Hackett and when they got, Russell Wilson. So, I don't really like that, but I feel like with the Aaron Glenn hire, it would be, an A+. That's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, but, he was also a part of the Broncos, when they won that 2015 Super Bowl. He was also part of the Broncos as well, getting back to the playoffs, even though they were cap-strapped. So, he's done some things there as well, but I understand, your takes there, and I respect that. I want to first start off with Aaron Glenn with you. Right. When you look at the Aaron Glenn hire, my big question is, who's going to be the offensive coordinator? That's my big question with Aaron Glenn. Is there a guy out there currently that you would like to see brought in to be the offensive coordinator of the New York Jets?
I feel like there are a couple of options for offensive coordinators. So Clint Kubiak is the first one, even though the offenses in Houston wasn't that good this year. What he did last year with the rookie quarterback with C.J. Stroud is good. The only concern about Bobby Slowick is it really him who's good, or was it just C.J. Stroud being like this generational quarterback in his rookie year? The Rams coach Nick Caley, the Titans coach, is also a good offensive coordinator. And then my third option is Clint Kubiak of the Saints. I understand that the Saints offense when Spencer Rattler was not good, but when Derek Carr was there, the first 3 weeks in the NFL last year, the Saints had like the high scoring offense the first weeks of the NFL season. So Clint Kubiak's offense was better when Carr was quarterback than when Spencer Rattler was the quarterback.
Yeah. Man, I'm hoping we can put some things together. Again, I like Nick Caley. I don't mind Nick Caley. But like you said as well, there's questions about Bobby. I will tell you that. And I think he's an option for the New York Jets. That C.J. Stroud, that rookie year with C.J. Stroud was really good. And he was one of the guys that's really credited for C.J. Stroud having such a solid rookie year. But then this past season, there's been a little bit of a fall off in some things. And again, he went from being a guy that was hot around the head coaching, circle talk. And then all of a sudden, boom, he ends up getting fired by the Texans. And now he's out there on the market. So we'll see what happens as we continue to go forward. 862, I'll get back to you in a second. Now, as we continue forward, man, and we talk about Aaron Glenn, what is like a guy on defense that you think is just going to absolutely benefit from him being here, bringing his defensive scheme over? If you have to pick one guy, who do you think it would be?
I feel like Steve Wilkes would be good because Steve Wilkes has had prior head coaching experience. And look, with the Cardinals, he wasn't a good head coach, but he also has interim head coach. So I feel like the Steve Wilkes is a good option because, he has head coaching experience. Aaron Glenn's the first-time head coach. So I feel like if you bring along Steve Wilkes, he can help Aaron Glenn not only on the defense, but also help him as a head coach as well. Because, Steve Wilkes is the head coach of the Cardinals, and then he was also head coach of the interim head coach of the Panthers. So so if we get Steve Wilkes, I feel like it could be a good defensive coordinator. That's my thoughts on it. Okay.
What player do you think will flourish under him? Like one guy, if you have to choose, that you think is really going to pop out with Aaron Glenn, and bringing that defensive scheme in, who do you think it'll be?
I feel like it'll be Sauce Gardner because, Sauce was like the best corner in the league, but I feel like with Aaron Glenn, like Sauce can go up to the next level because even though he had a down year, this year, like Sauce's down year is like a good year for 90% of NFL players. So if Aaron Glenn can help out Sauce Gardner, teach him some skills, I feel like Sauce Gardner can be like the next version of Darrelle Revis. That's my thoughts on it. He could be Sauce Island.
Okay. Now my final question for you, man, Aaron Glenn. Look, that's the elephant in the room. What do you think the Jets should do? Do you think Aaron Glenn will come back? Do you think Aaron Rodgers will come back under Aaron Glenn and, be a New York Jet next season? Do you think that that's the right way to go forward, or would you rather see the Jets move on from Aaron Rodgers and go with a young QB?
I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers come back because a lot of these Jets fans can disagree. They think, oh, my God, I don't want Aaron Rodgers back. But honestly, Aaron Rodgers had the best quarterback play in the last 10 years. I mean, if these fans, like, if they go Aaron Rodgers, he was part of the problem. What quarterback are you going to get that has Aaron Rodgers production? I mean, Zach Wilson was terrible. We've had bad quarterback play the last 10 years. Like, who do you think Tyrod Taylor is going to be? He's the most injury-prone quarterback in the NFL. The receivers last year were terrible. I mean, we had the most amount of drops. Lazard was terrible. Yeah. And then Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, and Devontae Adams, they got better and better throughout the weeks. I mean, once Aaron Rodgers found his groove, he'll be good. And I feel like if we keep Aaron Rodgers, we'll be a playoff team. I mean, our team last year was the most disciplined team in the NFL. We had the most penalties. Ulbrich was terrible. We should have not fired Saleh after week 5. I feel like that was a quick move. Woody Johnson was like, oh, I'm going to fire Saleh to 2-3. I mean, since then we went 2-8 the rest of the season. So I feel like keep bringing back Aaron Rodgers is a good thought because we need to make the playoffs seriously because we have the longest playoff drought in professional sports.
Yeah. No, yeah. Listen, you're talking that talk, Max, and this has been a great call from you. My final question, man. What are the top 3 things that you want to see Mougey take care of immediately for the New York Jets now that he's new general manager? What are the 3 things you think he needs to attack immediately?
So we need a new offensive coordinator. That's number 1 because Hackett was a terrible coordinator. We need to have a good offensive coordinator. Number two, we need more wide receiver help because our wide receivers, we need to cut Lazar because he was bad. Maybe we could get rid of Malachi Corley because he wasn't that good, and then maybe for drafting, we need to draft a defensive guy. So in the first round, I mean, Abdul Carter is a good pick, or Mason Graham. I don't care who we get. I feel like Abdul Carter is like a dominant edge rusher, and then Mason Graham's also good. So we need to take care of edge, and then if DJ Reed leaves, we should get another corner in free agency. There are a couple good corners.
Yep.
I saw with the Lions, one of the corners was off. He was in free agency. We should sign one of the Lions corners. Amik Robertson, I don't know, or the other. I can't remember the Lions' other corner, but he was like, we should grab him.
Yeah.
We should grab him.
Yeah, there's some guys we can bring into the building, and we'll see again. Free agency and the draft is coming. We'll continue shows going towards that as well, and we'll be talking. But I could see, a couple of former Lions coming into the building, especially with the in-depth knowledge that they will have in the defensive scheme of Aaron Glenn. Listen, Max, this was a phenomenal call from you. Next time I have a show, man, please call in. Again, I apologize. Blog Talks is trash. If you want to bash them on your way out, you're free to do that.
Blog Talk is trash.
Yes, they are. Thank you so much, Max. You have a good one, man. Listen, Max calling in with that talk. And he made sure to let everyone know that Blog Talk was trash on his way out. Okay? I respect it. Blog Talk, your buns. What's going on? What's going on, baby? Garbage, garbage, garbage. 862, we're coming back to you. Okay, 862, we're coming back to you. Please be prepared. We're going to continue to go to this chat, though. We're going to continue to talk to the Savages as well. Listen, man, there's a lot of discussion. Bree salutes. Bree says Bree is also a Savage. Bree says, Joe, is Garrett staying silent on social media about the Aaron Glenn appointment? Something or nothing? We'll see. We'll see what's going on. Again, there's a lot of talk. 862, give me 1 second. We're going to come to you. I want to hear from what you have to say. Listen, this whole situation, Garrett Wilson, is interesting. Again, there was a lot of rumors about him wanting to move on from the New York Jets, right? A lot of rumors saying that he would demand a trade in the offseason. I think that, we see a lot of players have been frustrated with what has been going on with the New York Jets. Robert Saleh fired in season. Joe Douglas fired in season. A lot of changes, a lot of things, moving around and shaking. And the Jets, again, failed to make the playoffs, have a really rough season. But now we got guys in place that we all believe to this point, right? Most Jets fans believe that they're going to be able to turn things around and change the culture here, right? You look at the hiring of Aaron Glenn, guys are coming out across the NFL talking about how much they love him and how great of a hire it is for the New York Jets, even former Jets players. Joe Namath being one of them, completely backed the hire of Aaron Glenn. Victor Green, another one that talked about how much he loved the hire of Aaron Glenn. So I like what we go on. Again, we got Darren Mougey in the building as well. If they can step in and get things rolling, have guys buy in, you get Aaron Rodgers back into the building, I could see a lot of guys that maybe thought that they would be up out of here, right? Maybe thought that it was time to move on, turn around, change their mind, come back, buy in, and get it rolling this season. We even saw DJ Reed, right, say, whoa, this was a good move, okay? And that was a guy, and I love DJ Reed. He said he can't wait for free agency. I'm laughing. It's not funny, but I am laughing, okay? He said, I can't wait for free agency. That's something that he said. 862, we're coming directly to you. Savage. I think this is Nico. Nico, is this you?
What's up, my brother? Yes, it is.
Listen, Nico, I don't know if you have a headset on or something. If you can come off of that because you sound a little bit low, just a little bit low. And I want to hear from you. Please correct your situation.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Come a little bit closer to your phone. I can hear you because I want to hear from you because I know you have a good take. I know you got some takes for us.
What's up, Joe?
Absolutely. That's good right there. So you look at the situation, man. Aaron Glenn is in the building, Nico. He's in the building. He's our head coach right now. What are your thoughts about this hire for the New York Jets?
Well, first off, I think it's a beautiful hire. I love the hire. I was kind of against Vrabel because he's an ex-Patriot. I was okay with it if they got him, but I'm like, why are we bringing an ex-Patriot here? No. But Glenn, I heard so many much good things about the man. Everybody is raving about this guy. Everybody, from ex-players to current players to the coaches to everybody's raving about this guy. And I love the move. I love it, love it, love it.
No, yeah. Listen, I'm right there with you. I like the move as well. I know there's some Jets fans that weren't excited, but I am. And again, he was one of the hottest names in the head coaching circle. You know, this offseason he was. It was like Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn. It was all these guys, and we know that Ben Johnson wasn't the guy. And that's another reason why I love this hire as well, is because the Jets didn't just grab somebody. They did their due diligence. They brought a lot of guys in, and there was a lot of factors into it. And one of it is personality. Are you a fit for here? That's why they said, hey, Ben Johnson, we don't think you're the guy, bro. We don't think you'll fit in here. And the one thing I love about Aaron Glenn is not only he's been here, he's one of ours. He's a Jet, like a real Jet. For real. Okay? Came into the building. You and I remember him. I'm pretty sure you've been watching Jets for a long time, too. You and I both remember him, what he handled, how he handled business here, what he did on the field. He's a great player here. And that he understands the pressure, right? The pressure that comes with putting on that jersey. He also understands the pressure that comes from this fan base, the media, and all that stuff. He understands what it's like to be a Jet through and through. And that's what I love about this coaching hire as well. He's going to step into the building understanding all of the obstacles, and he's willing to take that on to turn this franchise around. What are your thoughts about that, Nico?
Well, let me say this. The fans who didn't like the move, didn't want the move, a lot of people didn't want a first-time head coach. They didn't want a defensive-minded head coach. But you heard what he said in his conference. I'm not just a coach. I'm a coach of everything. He's going to be touching everything. And let's remember, this man started from the very bottom. He started from the bottom and didn't want nobody to give him no favors, no nothing. He wanted to work his way up. And that's exactly what that man did. So kudos to him for starting from the bottom, and now look where he is. Look where he's at now. Now he's our coach. You know, you can't, you know, I don't know about Robert Saleh. I mean, everybody's saying, oh, we got the same thing out of Robert Saleh. I don't know. I see a difference in him than I do in Robert Saleh. I see him getting on players behind when they, you know, when he mess up. He ain't all about that baby stuff. I'm not here to baby you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I love it, man. I could wish, I'm like everybody else. I wish the season could start tomorrow. I really wish it could start tomorrow.
Here's the deal. I really think that is such a lazy take by most Jets fans to call Aaron Glenn like Robert Saleh 2.0. It's so lazy to me. Like, that's just so lazy. It's just wildly lazy. This is a different guy. His scheme, you know, the things they do schematically, you know, are a bit different as well. He's a different type of coach. You know, it's just so lazy to just try to compare a guy, especially, again, when you look at, like you said, guy started from the bottom. He's been scrapping, and he's here now to change things around. It's just because he's a defensive guy doesn't mean that he's Robert Saleh 2.0. Keep in mind, you can be a defensive guy in this league and still have a lot of success, okay? One of the greatest coaches ever that was kicking our keisters for years. Anybody remember Bill Belichick? He was a guy that was on that defense side of the ball, and we couldn't stop him. But you know what he did well? He got a lot of really good coordinators, okay? And you saw that when some of those coordinators went other places from the Patriots, they weren't as, you know, successful. As good as they were with him. Exactly. Josh McDaniels destroyed us for years. Yep. We couldn't stop his offense. None of them. Like, there's other guys as well. So it's not just about one coach. That's what I feel like a lot of Jets fans get their mindset. Well, the head coach, he's whoa. He has other guys too, right? Andy Reid will tell you, yeah, he's a great offensive mind, but the guys he has around him make him great, make him greater.
Exactly.
You know, and we've seen that from that coaching tree. Multiple guys. He talks about how everybody contributes to the offensive game plan over there with the Chiefs. He's got tight ends coaches, all kind of guys coming up with plays. He took a play from a janitor at some place that he had went to. It was a janitor that drew up a play and gave it to him. And he looked at it and was like, I think I could utilize this. And he did. Y'all can look this up. Okay? So it's like, it's not just about, it's not just about one guy. It's about finding the right coordinators to come in and help you. Because not just one guy is going to be able to coach a whole team. That's why there's a defensive and offensive coordinator. That's why you have those guys there. So I think it's a really lazy take. Go ahead, Nico.
But you know what, Joe? When we were saying we had a horrible run game,
Mm-hmm.
we had a hard. I really think in my heart that our offensive line coach was just terrible.
Oh my goodness, Keith
I
Carter.
think I
I'm
think
so
they
glad
I
he's
think
gone.
they were just terrible, and the
Yeah.
players, of course, are going to do what they're being shown.
Mm-hmm.
I think the offensive line coaches was just horrible. They didn't know how to make a hole. Even if you put a hole in front of them, they still wouldn't know how to make it. Still. I think that's why we had no running game. That's why Rodgers was back there getting killed. And I mean, yeah, you can say what you want about Rodgers. He's still stuck in there. He could have just like, I'm not going to do this. He's still stuck in there. When that one time I saw him go back and his knee stayed in one position, I said, oh, Lord, they're going to get this man killed. They're going to get him killed. The blocking was just horrible. Horrible. Now I'm looking over there at Becton over there in Philly. He's over there blocking his behind off. No offense, I'm sorry, Jet fans, but if you watch him, he's over there blocking his behind off. Maybe he was right. Maybe he was right about the O-line coaches. But we'll see, because I want to see who Glenn going to bring in. Because that's going to make the whole thing, the whole thing better.
Yeah.
Is who he brings in as an offensive coach, offensive lineman coach, defensive lineman coach. All like you said, all of that's got to be in place.
Yep.
And
Talk
in
about
proper place. It can't be all over the place. Because guess what? That's where we were, all over the place.
Yeah.
And now that's why people are like, what's wrong with the running back? The running back is there's no hole. I mean, I did see him a few times where there was a hole. I just didn't see that burst of speed that I was seeing before. Maybe a lot of these players, they come from a winning culture. Gary Wilson came from a winning culture. Sauce came from a winning culture. And 3 or 4 years of losing, they're not used to that. They're not used to losing. They're used to winning. And now you're taking a young man who's used to winning, just losing these seasons and hearing the stupidest things from these coaches that I can't believe I'm hearing. That's enough to turn somebody. Maybe Gary Wilson did want to leave.
Yep.
Maybe he did. Maybe he was tired of the stupidness that was going on. So it's a lot to really look at. And I'm hoping he's looking at it now like, wait a minute, Aaron Glenn is here? Okay. An ex-Jet? Okay. If I'm right, he is the first ex-Jet to coach this team, right?
Yeah. I think in my recent memory, that I can remember off the top of my head.
I can remember. I think he's the first Jet to coach the team.
Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you right now, like everything that you talked about, man. I think that him being in the building is going to turn a lot of guys, around. They're going to say, whoa, wait a minute. We got something. They didn't just hire any old body. They didn't just go out there and just get some random guy and then throw him in there and, get some random folks. It's like, hey, we got a guy that can come into the building and really get things rolling. And you're seeing a lot of players come out and talk about it. A lot of guys that are excited. DJ Breed himself, who literally said he was happy, to see free agency. Even he was like, whoa, this is a good hire. And there's other former Jets, all this stuff coming out. Now, we're talking about, Aaron Glenn, him being in the building, Nico. And again, I want to thank you for calling in because this is phenomenal takes from you. What are we doing, man, with Aaron Rodgers? Okay. We know that Aaron Rodgers talked about wanting to come back, but a lot of things played into factor who we would get. At the time, we didn't have a head coach and a general manager. Now we have those guys in the building. What do you think the Jets should do with Aaron Rodgers? Do you think that Aaron Rodgers to come back next season?
Okay, here I'm going to say this. If he doesn't come back, who you going to put back there? You ain't going to put no rookie back there. I don't know. Tyrod Taylor can last 4 or 5 games without getting hurt. No offense, Tyrod.
Talk that talk.
I just say bring him back. Bring him back. Put a young man back there. Let him learn. Isn't that how Jordan Love got better?
Yep.
Isn't that how Jordan Love is good? Isn't that how most of your good quarterbacks learned from the older quarterbacks? Just sat and watched. Look, bring the man back. Make sure that like you said it yourself. They got a block for him. He's 40 now. He can't do what he did at 25. He can't do it now. Now you got a block. That's what made Tom Brady such better. He had a good O-line. They blocked for him. But then again, you got to also remember, did they have a good O-line coach?
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure Tampa Bay did.
Yeah.
We did not have a good O-line coach.
No, Keith Carter's
Keith
Carter's garbage. He is terrible.
And yes, horrible, horrible, very horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the New York Jets run the Jets, and I'm hoping again, Darren Mougey, and I'll talk about him with you in a second. But he's got to upgrade this offensive line too. Like they gotta get it rolling. And I don't think they need any like huge pieces. We'll see what happens going forward with Morgan Moses, and we'll see what goes on and how they kind of solve things up. And I want them to extend AVT as well. We'll see what happens with him going forward. But this, like you said as well, bringing in some really good positional coaches. And you talked about him bringing guys in. I want to see if he's going to retain any of guys that are on the staff as well, because there's some guys that I wouldn't mind. Brent Boyer, I wouldn't mind him coming back. I wouldn't mind him, staying as the Jets special teams coordinator. I wouldn't be upset about that, unless Mike Westhoff wants to come. That's the guy I'll be like, okay, Brent, I'll see you later. But I can see them returning like Brent Boyer and stuff like that. But Keith Carter, you need to get yourself another offensive line coach. And there's some other guys as well. Nathaniel Hackett shouldn't even be an option. He should be gone today. Goodbye. I don't know what they'll do with Todd Downing, but I wouldn't mind if he stayed. But if he goes, I won't be upset. But it's going to be very interesting to see how he feels out his staff as well. And that's another question that I have for you when we're talking about Aaron Glenn, man. Is there an offensive coordinator out there that you want to see him grab? Because there's a lot of talk, right, around a lot of different guys. Nick Caley being one of them. There's talks about Bobby Slowick.
I like him.
There's talks about Bobby Slowick as well. Give me your thoughts, man. Who do you prefer him to bring in as an offensive coordinator?
The two offensive coordinators you just said, and also what is that one guy named? Kubiak?
I think Clint Kubiak. Is that who you're talking about? Clint Kubiak.
Clint Kubiak. And I think if you get him, you're going to have his dad probably, coaching him in his ear.
Mm-hmm.
So those three, either one of those, I don't mind. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I just, to me, let me just say this to you. For the last, let me just say since 2015, maybe before that, the Jets had a dark cloud over their head.
Yep.
And it's been over there. The Jets won. It's been a dark cloud. I really think when Aaron Glenn gets in that building, that cloud is going to go away. And I think, like you said, there's going to be a new regime. There's going to be a new culture. And I'm going to say this to you, and remember I said this. It's going to take a Jet to coach the Jets. It's going to take a Jet to coach the Jets. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Keep that in mind.
Nico, my final question for you, man. You've given us some great takes here, some great takes. Darren Mougey is in the building. That's our new general manager. What are the top 3 things that he must take care of immediately in your mind? What are the top 3 things you're looking at saying, hey, this guy needs to check this stuff off the list first and then get rolling?
Lock down, like the Carla said earlier, lock down the players that you're going to keep. Get that cap fixed.
Yeah. And
bring in some talent and fix this. Just take a screwdriver and a hammer and fix everything. Everything. Put your tool belt on, get your toolbox, put your hat on backwards, and just go to work.
Yeah.
Get your drill and just go to work.
No, yeah.
That's it.
You're talking that talk,
Those
man.
3 things.
Yeah.
But, I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, yeah, you're talking that talk, man. Go ahead.
Just do them things, and all I want to do this year is make the playoffs. I'm not even thinking about no Super Bowl. Just host the playoff. I don't care. Just he's going to remove that cloud from over Jets one, and then he's going to also put us in the playoffs and end that streak. Because man, that's a horrible streak.
Yeah, no,
horrible.
Yeah. It is. Before you get up out of here, with Aaron Glenn here again, we got our guys into the building. What player on the defense do you think will flourish under Aaron Glenn? What is a guy you're looking at and you're saying, man, this guy is really going to have a great season next season in Aaron Glenn's defense?
I gotta pick one.
You just give me one. You can.
I'll
give you 3
you know
if you
what?
want. If you want, you can do 3. But I want you to give me one.
You give me 3
at least. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll tell you this. Definitely Sauce. because he's a quarter cornerback himself. Sauce needs to be in his right pocket. His right pocket. Where he go, I go. Where I learn, be a sponge. Sherwood and Quentin.
Okay. Sherwood and Quentin. All right. Listen, Nico, this is a phenomenal call from you. I want to thank you for calling in. Great takes here. If you want to bash Blog Talk on your way out, you're free to do so. But thank you for calling in.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
All right. He didn't bash Blog Talk on the way out. Salutes to him. He didn't bash him on the way out. Salutes. I'll do it for him. Blog Talk sucks. Okay. I just said that on behalf of Nico. Okay. I don't know. I don't think he wanted to do that. Okay. But I'll fill in the space there and tell him that they're trash. Okay. Blog Talk is trash. Yeah, man. There's a lot of people talking about Sauce Gardner and looking for him to really have a great bounce back season. He had a rough season this year. We know he was dealing with some stuff as well, some injuries and a lot of situations going on, right? But a lot of people talking about Aaron Glenn being able to turn things around with Sauce Gardner and get him back to being the Sauce Gardner that was just unbelievably shut down and dominant, all right? And I know that people also talk about Sherwood too, that Sherwood would benefit in this defense. Quentin Williams. I want to talk to y'all about Will McDonald, though. Anybody want to talk about him? Because I do. And I think under Aaron Glenn in this defense, Will McDonald, who had 10.5 sacks this past season. Did y'all know that? Hey, listen. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that Will McDonald had 10.5 sacks this past season? Okay. Bryce Huff last year led the New York Jets in sacks, 10.5. Will McDonald this year, after being called a bust by so many Jets fans and being called trash from the day he got drafted, he had 10.5 sacks and led the Jets in sacks this past season. I think that he will absolutely flourish in the defense in this upcoming year under Aaron Glenn. I think they're really going to be able to unlock his potential, especially with him growing into himself and really get rolling this past season. It's just going to continue forward. I think he'll put Will McDonald in a lot of really good situations. And also the return of Jermaine Johnson, I think, will be huge as well within Aaron Glenn's defense. Now, I know he's coming back from that big injury. So this first year back, I think he's going to be, feeling his way back in and figuring things out and figuring out how to cope, healing up from that situation. But I think that he'll be solid too this year. But Will McDonald is one of the guys that I'm absolutely thinking is going to have a big year under Aaron Glenn this upcoming year. I think he's going to have a better year than he did this past year. So, but again, Sauce, I think will be phenomenal under Glenn. Cannot wait. Again, 805-885-0467 is the number to call in because Blog Talk sucks. I know that the number on the screen is not the number that I'm telling you, but that's the number to call in. 805-885-0467 is pinned in the chat. Okay. I apologize, y'all. Blog Talk is trash. That's why we're working it this way. Okay. Now we're going to get back to the savages in the chat. Salutes. Sean Sharp says that savage. He says that Malachi Corley TD drop was embarrassing. He should have been 30 TDs. Yeah. There's a lot of things moving and shaking. Jack Kenna salutes to him. He says, is Reddick coming back? Do you want him? I wouldn't mind Hassan Reddick coming back, but not for the price that he was looking for before. Okay. That was an outrageous price, and he really didn't give us much production this past season. If he's willing to come back and give us a little something, all right, for a deal that works for him and a deal that works for the team, I'm fine with that. If not, then I have no issues moving on from Hassan Reddick because that just didn't pan like we all thought. I would like to see him in Aaron Glenn's defense. There were so many things. There was such a shakeup this past season, especially with Sulla getting fired and then Joe Douglas getting fired in season as well. Things just went awry. And look, I'm glad that Jeff Albridge landed with the Falcons. For those of you that do not know, Jeff Albridge is now the Falcons defensive coordinator, and Robert Sulla also went back to the Niners. He's the Niners defensive coordinator. But I'm glad that Jeff Albridge, landed with those Falcons and is doing his thing. Is going to be doing his thing over there, but there was just so many problems schematically, a lot of issues, a lot of lack of adjustments, all that stuff. Okay. And but Hassan Reddick with the holdout and coming back, it just never panned out. And there were a lot of games where I think that he just didn't play well. So we'll see what happens. I wouldn't mind it, but I'm not breaking the bank for him whatsoever. I would have no problem if we did move on from him. So a lot of things moving and shaking, man. A lot of things moving and shaking around the league. There's also been other hires as well around this league, man. So many things happening. A lot of guys going to different places. Pete Carroll ends up with the Raiders, which is kind of crazy because nobody was really talking about him, right? It's like taking a spot over there with the Raiders. There was a lot of guys, having discussions about different coaches coming over there and different things going on. Liam Cohen as well takes a job with the Jags, which was wild. Sulla was actually being talked about as possibly being the head coach of the Jaguars. Then that, didn't happen. And then they hired Liam Cohen, who was the Broncos offensive coordinator, which is crazy. Which is so crazy. Liam Cohen is supposed to be the Bucs offensive coordinator. Then all of a sudden he's the Jags offensive coordinator. Sulla's out. That was wild. That was completely wild. But yeah, so there's been a lot of shakeups going around around the league and different folks going to different places, and it's going to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting going forward, man. Salutes to all the savages in the chat, man. Salutes to all the savages in the chat coming into the building, man. Outlaw says, shout out to Will McDonald. He stepped up when his back was against the wall. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Listen, there was a lot of talk about Will McDonald before last season. I did shows. Trust me, I know. And I was telling people from the day he got drafted, I said, look, I know this may not be the guy that you folks want, okay? Because I remember that draft. A lot of people were screaming, JSN, this guy, that guy, don't draft Will McDonald, and they took Will McDonald. There's a lot of people that were not happy about that pick. But I was like, I think that this guy can get it done in the league. His pressure from the edge is going to be huge for the New York Jets. And after, a rookie season where he was played sparingly, this season he just goes all out and balls out. And you can see him becoming more and more and more dominant as the season went on, man. And 10.5 sacks next year, I could see him absolutely getting into the teens. I mean, he's got some deadly stuff, man. He's gotten stronger, as we've seen. He's not like a super liability in the run game. But his moves, his pass rushing moves, I think are going to have developed as well, right? We all knew the spin move was crazy good. He still utilizes that, but we're also seeing him utilize things a bit more, utilizing his length. We're seeing him get around guys, get under guys. We're seeing him, the swim move, his hand placements. A lot of things is just continuing to get better and developing. And that was a really good jump in the second season to get 10.5 sacks and lead the Jets. So, and especially, again, Jermaine Johnson, took that injury. And a lot of the times we were looking at Will McDonald saying, hey, you got to be the guy. And he was stepping up and getting there. Okay. And Hassan Riddick didn't perform very well this season at all. And, Will McDonald was still going out there and taking care of business. So really, really like what I saw from Will McDonald. And I'm excited to see year 3 under Aaron Glenn. So we're going to continue moving, man. Listen, there's been a lot of things shaking and moving around the New York Jets, man. Salutes to Little Balloon. He says, how do we feel about Shedeur Sanders? I like Shedeur Sanders a lot. I really do. I think he's going to be solid in the league. I really, really do. I think he's got a good arm. He's a guy that can move a bit as well. Very, very smart. I like him. I like Cam Ward too. I really, really do. But here's the thing. I don't think either of those guys are going to be there, and I don't think I want to pay the price to go up there and get either one of those guys. In a QB starved draft, somebody is going to dramatically overpay to, get a chance to grab those guys and have them come into their building and see, what they can do. This is not a very strong QB draft. So I think the best option would be for the New York Jets to, grab Aaron Rodgers, say, hey, come back in for a year or 2 years and, go and see if you can get, a quarterback in the second, maybe third round, bring him in and have him, kind of be able to get under Aaron Rodgers and, figure things out, man, and learn from him while he's here, groom him while he's here. I would like to see that, man. There's a lot of talk about different quarterbacks, from, Jackson to all those guys, man. A lot of talk about different guys. Jalen Monroe, there's been some people that like him too. I think he's from Alabama. So there's a lot of talk about different strategies, different things that the New York Jets can do to continue to move forward and get better. But I think that Aaron Rodgers should absolutely be a part of that plan, because if you get Aaron Rodgers in the building, I think Garrett Wilson stays, I think Devontae stays, and you can compete and, again, continue to groom a young quarterback behind him. There's also been a lot of talk about trading for the Vikings quarterback as well. We're going to see how the Vikings move forward with their situation at QB, because, Sam Darnold has had a lot of success with them this past season. And so we'll see what happens, going forward with the New York Jets. But there's been a lot of talk about the Jets possibly trading for their backup QB situation over there, the young QB that they drafted, and try to bring him into the building and, see what goes on. So we'll see if the Jets make a move for McCarthy, J.J. McCarthy. We'll see if they make a move for him and see, what happens, again, going forward, man. There's a lot of options for the New York Jets. Free agency's coming. The draft is coming. I really want to see how Darren Mougey handles the situation here, because the things that I'm looking at, man, when I look at him, the things he's got to get done immediately in my mind, the things he must get done, is he's got to figure out what's going on with Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers' contract, okay? If he can get money back from Aaron Rodgers, right, however much he give him, we know he gave us a lot. I think it was like over $30 million, okay, the first time. If he can get another 20 or 30, if he does that again, if he can get back another 20, that'll do a world of good for the New York Jets, because then that sets you up for a situation where you could take that money that you got back from Aaron Rodgers and allocate it towards getting an extension for Garrett Wilson. All right? I don't want to hear about Garrett Wilson leaving the New York Jets. I don't want to hear about that happening. I don't want that to happen. I want him to stay a Jet for the rest of his career. So if you can get some money back, that'll set you up for a better situation to get, Garrett Wilson's situation done. Also figure out the situation with Sauce Gardner as well. Coming off of this season, which is a little down, this is probably the cheapest you're going to get him, because I think he's going to have a bounce back year next year with Aaron Glenn in his system. So you better try to work out something with him too. We know that he's a really good corner in this league, and we know how much corners get paid of his ilk, okay? Get him while he's cheap, baby. Get him while he's cheap. And then you also got to figure out Devontae Adams' situation as well, contract-wise, and if he wants to come back. So there's a lot of things that Mougey needs to figure out immediately, okay? But you better get that money out, though. You better make sure that those guys get paid, all right? So I want to see how he handles business, man. I want to see how he handles business and what he does, because that's gonna be a big deal for the New York Jets going forward, man. And again, with free agency coming up, he's been able to grab some folks and make some things happen. Make those spot picks, those spot players into the building. Man, I think that this is going to be, this really has the potential to be really, really good move for the New York Jets and be really solid season for us. And again, I know expectations are raised because Aaron Glenn is in the building. I'm not mandating no playoff, but I do want to see the Jets go out there, look competent, look complete, and go out there and compete hard. No lackadaisical starts, none of that. Get it rolling. Salutes to Rod in the building. I see you. He says, go Jets, go Jets. That's what I'm talking about. All right. We're going to go to the Savages really quickly. Okay. There's a lot of things moving and shaking. Sean Sharp says Wilkes for DC. Okay. Courtney, salutes to you. Savage, she says maybe Leslie Frazier is DC. We'll see. A lot of things going on with the New York Jets, man. It's going to be interesting to see how Aaron Glenn fills out the rest of this staff. I want to see who he retains, if he does retain anyone. I hope he does not retain Keith Carter. I need to know who your next offensive line coach is going to be. More importantly, I need to know who your next offensive coordinator will be. Will it be Nick Caley? Will it be Clint Kubiak? Okay. Will it be Bobby Slowick? I need to know. All right. So with all that said, we're going to end the show. I want to thank everybody for calling in. Again, I apologize. Blog Talk is trash. Okay. But, we move and shake and we make things work. I want to thank everybody for calling in, all the Savages in the chat. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I truly do. I truly, truly do. All right. Also, I'm on Twitter as well. Going over to Twitter, type in at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. All right. Please do that. Okay. Follow me. I'll follow you right back. Okay, keep in mind, I am the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times, okay? So if you want to troll me, no issues, all right? I'm going to troll you right back, all right? And I'm hoping Vera Tucker that they figure out that situation with him. He needs to stay here too, okay? He needs to stay here too. But I'll have that jersey on, all right? I'm also on YouTube as well, for those of you that may not know. Go on YouTube, type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, give the video a thumbs up, okay? And get in those comments, because if you want to troll me over there, you got to get in those comments, and we can go back and forth. And as always, people, when I see you in person, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone, okay? The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. I want to thank you folks for taking the times out of your day to call in, interact, any way that you do, all the savages in the chat, everything, okay? I want to thank you for coming in and interacting with your boy. Without you folks, I'm absolutely nothing. Thank you for taking the times out of your day to step in and talk to your boy, all right? So until the next show, you folks have a good one. Peace. All right, we back. Listen, I apologize, y'all, okay? Salutes to all the savages in the chat, everybody. If this is your first time watching me, exclamation point links in the, oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Okay. Hold on now. Hold on. Okay. Let me, hold on now. Exclamation point. Okay. Links brings up my link tree. All right. So my link tree has the links to all of my social media, also has the links to all of my YouTube pages. Please click that link, get involved with everything that I'm doing. We have a lot of fun on this show. I do this show year round. I apologize. Blog Talk sucks. It was not working. Generally, okay, I have a system where you can call in and I can see you because I have a queue system, okay? And you call in and I get to everybody. Again, the way that we're doing it right now, I have to, contact you folks back. And again, I apologize for having you folks having to wait for a call back or having you call in, but that's just, the way we've got to do it because Blog Talk is trash. Okay. But generally when I do my show, this is the number to my show. This is the number to my show. Okay. So generally my show starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, usually on some days, but again, my schedule is really wild. So if you follow me across social media, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, I put out that I'm going live a long time before I go live. I let everybody and they mama know that I'm going live. Okay. Everybody. All right. 1,000 times. So generally what people will do, if Blog Talk works, if this number works, they will call in, like the lines for the show. If I start at 7 p.m. Eastern, will generally open at 6:50 p.m. Eastern. I think there have been people that have told me to stop telling y'all this because that's not when the lines open and they know. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this is because what people will do to get on the show earlier is they will call in at 6:50. They will wait on the line and until the show starts. I'll give my spiel. Usually it's like 5 to 10 minutes. I talk really quickly and then I get to the callers because that's what the show is about, interacting with you folks. I can sit up here and talk all day, but I'm all about interacting with y'all. Okay. And I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear your points. Okay. And I want to go back and forth and have a good discussion. All right. So there's people that call in early. I'm not telling y'all who does that. It's Rusty and Val. I'm not telling you who do it. It's Rusty and Val. Okay. Now that's why, as y'all see, Val is saying witnesses over alleged proof. And now Bree comes out of nowhere and says defamation of character. These two, I don't know if Val is paying him. I don't know what's happened with Bree. I like Bree a lot, but for some reason he is now siding, okay, with the people that say I don't have proof. Now tonight, Blog Talk did not work, so I don't have proof. They know this. They know this, okay, that I don't have proof. But when Blog Talk works, like it does every now and then, I then do have proof, okay? So, but if you want to call in early and wait on the line, it's not illegal to do that. It's completely fine. I have no problems with that whatsoever. I encourage it because, again, I want to have that discussion with y'all. Now, regardless of when you call into the show, when Blog Talk works, you will get, either way, you're going to get on the show, okay? My hold times are not long at all, especially when we got callers and we're churning and burning and there's a bunch of, listen, we get to everybody. Generally, I give my callers like 5 to 8 minutes to just get out everything that they got to say, okay? Believe me, y'all talk way more on the show than I do, and that's by design because I want to hear from you, okay? That's what the show is about. Also, when you call in, don't curse on my show because I'll get you up out of here. Don't do that, okay? Now, I know, things can get heated, especially with this football team. This past season, it's been some times, okay? Your boy has been, I could have done it, okay? But again, I don't curse on my show. Don't you curse on my show because, it's a family show. This is YouTube, okay, as well, all right? So don't curse on my show. I have old people that listen to me, young people that listen to me. Don't call into my show cursing. Now, if you slip up once, depending on what you said, I'll say, hey, it's a family show. Correct yourself, and we'll move forward. But if you keep dropping, I'll get you up out of here. If the first one's bad enough, I'll just hang up on you. Real talk. I will do that. And veteran savages have seen me do that. I don't like to do that, but veteran savages have seen me do that, okay? So, please, please, please get involved with everything that I'm doing. Call into the show. B salutes to you. He says, Long Beach Joe, you the man. Thank you so much, man. Salutes and respect to you. And salutes and respect to all the savages. All right, everybody. Okay, every single body. Outlaw says, no paid witnesses, just all proof and facts. Wow. Bree says, free Rusty and Val. Wow, Bree. Salutes to Rusty and Val. I respect everybody. I respect both of those guys, but I'm just putting it out there. It's not illegal to do at all. None of it. None of it is illegal to do. If you want to call into the show early, feel free, okay? But, they call in, they wait that 5 to 10 minutes, and boom, I get to the lines and go straight down the lines. Mind you, when you call in, I can see you. You don't have to call in and hang up and call in and hang up and call in and hang up. When Blog Talk works, I can see you when you call in. I can physically see you. So I know you're on the line, and I'm going to get to everybody, okay? And again, the only thing I don't allow on my show is cursing. Don't call into my show cursing. Don't do that. Also, don't call into my show just trying to, yell over me and stuff. Don't do that either. I can stop you from doing that, but don't do that either because I want to have a discussion. Now, I understand passion. You can be mad. There's people yelling before, but don't do that. Don't do that. Noah Bland, salutes and respect to you. Noah Bland says, StreamYard could work well. Just giving some advice. Go Jets. Noah, listen, I've looked into that. I'm going to continue to look into that. A lot of the StreamYard is interesting. My only thing is, people can kind of get a little wild on StreamYard. There's some trolls that get a little crazy. But yeah, StreamYard, I'm going to look into that, making that an option as well so that y'all be able to utilize that option to come on. Okay. So we're going to be talking about that. Noah, salutes again. Thank you. But I've looked into that too. So that's something I'm probably going to end up incorporating as well. Okay. So absolutely. So I want to give everybody options. Okay. And we'll be figuring that out too. But that's something that I'm going to be looking into as well, Noah. So please, know that I see you, I hear you, and I want to thank you, for saying that too. So that's something that's going to, something that may be incorporated. All right. I'm going to see what's going on with that. So yeah, we'll continue forward and we're going to figure things out. Yeah, again, I apologize to y'all for Blog Talk. It sucks. Anywho, so we have a lot of fun here. Also, when you call in, please make sure you have a good line. Okay? Please make sure you have a good phone line. Don't call me from a phone that you found in a Home Depot dumpster. Okay? Please, just make sure you have a good connection. All right? I want to hear you. Okay? If I can't hear you, my audience can't hear you, what can we do? You got a bunch of background noise? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Some people call me from work. I love that. You at your job, you getting your money, and you want to call your boy Joe and talk that talk, I'm here. Let's go. But you're on your job at the jackhammer, put the jackhammer down, go down the street, give your boy Joe a call, and let's have a discussion. Excuse me. Because if I can't hear you and my audience can't hear you, what can we do? What can we do? Okay. Yeah. So that's what we do here. We have a lot of fun. Sometimes you'll see me, doing different things here. Please get involved with everything that I am doing. Noah says, I'm just trying to help. We Jets fans don't need more suffering in any way. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And again, I thank you for that as well, bringing that up, because I was going to start talking about that as well. But yeah, StreamYard is something or being able to bring people up or hear from them is something I'm absolutely going to be looking into as well going forward. So for those of y'all that love StreamYard, that's something that's looking to get incorporated. Again, thank you, Noah, seriously, for bringing that up, because it brought it to the front of my mind. I was going to be talking about that. So again, salutes to everybody, man, that joined me. Noah, salutes and respect to you. Salutes and respect to Bree, Outlaw, B, salutes and respect to you. Salutes and respect to everybody, man, that came on by, kicked it with your boy. Salutes to Sean Sharp. Salutes and respect to you as well. Courtney, I see you in the building. All right. Jack Kenneth, salutes and respect. Rod, salutes and respect. Man, salutes and respect to everybody. We move forward. A lot of things going on with the New York Jets. Little Balloon, always good to see you in the building, Little Balloon. All right. Keep doing what you do, player. Keep doing what you do. I see you over there. All right. I see you over there. All right. Yeah. GVH, always good to see you in the building as well. GVH says, I think Brent Boyer recently interviewed out here in the Bay, possible Niner. Yeah, Jets coaches, there's so many other Jets positional coaches that are making moves. I would not mind if, the Jets did keep Brent Boyer, but, if he's going out there, then it is what it is. I know, again, we saw Jeff Obridge. He's now the DC over there with the Falcons. Sulla, former head coach, he's over there with the Niners yet again. I heard they paid him real good money. So we'll see what happens going forward. But salutes to GVH as well. Always good to see you in the building. Outlaw salutes. He says, would you resign AVT? I absolutely would. Okay. Especially for a deal, I don't think you're going to have to break the bank for him, but I think he's a guy that not only is he solid at the guard position, but he's shown you extreme versatility. A guy that you can put all over the place. He was everywhere. Remember that year he was a guard, then he was a right tackle, then he was a left tackle. And I think he was like a left guard for a little bit. It was wild. He was everywhere and never complained. Just went out there and did his thing. So, yeah. Outlaw says Keith Carter better be gone and Nathaniel Hackett. Absolutely. Both of those guys need to go. Stinks. They both stink. Okay. Salutes to everybody, man, that joined, that came on by, man, and said what's up to your boy and got involved any way that you did with this show, whether it be from the chat. Salutes to Bree. Or calling in or anything. Go drop kicks. Salutes and respect to you as well. Salutes to Jets. Always good to see you in the building too. Venom G's, always good to see you in the building too. Danger Zone, always good to see you in the building as well. All right. Michael Piper salutes. South Philly salutes. All right. Wade Wilson, always good to see you in the building as well. Salutes and respect to you. Okay. Todd, always good to see you in the building as well. Salutes and respect to you. All right. Yeah. So we, man, a lot of things moving and shaking, man. A lot of things moving and shaking. Oh, the games come on tomorrow. I'm going to be watching the game with y'all, man. I think we're going to do Chiefs-Bills. All right. I think we're going to do Chiefs-Bills tomorrow. How do y'all feel about that? Is that the game y'all want to see? Me watch with y'all? Because that's what I want to watch. I want to watch Chiefs-Bills with y'all. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. I want to watch Chiefs-Bills. Let me know how y'all feel. That's the game I want to see. Of course, the Commanders. Jaden Daniels, baby. Listen, he is cooking, okay? He's cooking. B says, what's Garrett Wilson going to do? We're going to see. We're going to see what happens with Garrett Wilson. I think that Moog needs to make sure that he locks him up. But if Aaron Rodgers comes back and there's a solid plan at quarterback behind Aaron Rodgers, I think Garrett Wilson will want to stay here. I think it's been a frustrating road for Garrett Wilson because the Jets have been so all over the place. The firing of Robert Saleh, the firing of Robert Saleh, the firing of Joe Douglas. And then it just seemed like, what is going on here? And everything just went awry. And I think he's just tired of the same thing. Tired of the same thing, man. But you got a coach in here that a lot of guys believe in and believe that, they can win with. And I think that he'll end up staying if Aaron Rodgers is brought back and everything goes forward with Aaron Glenn, being able, to talk to him and motivate him and things like that. Outlaw says, how do you feel about the president of operations? Do you think that's a need? I do. I do think it's a need. But we'll see what happens going forward. I'm a little concerned about the Jets reporting structure and seeing how it goes. The fact that they kind of, hired a head coach and a general manager and kind of smashed them together, that's a little bit of a concern, okay? That's a little bit of a concern, all right? But this is a partnership I think can work. But the reporting structure, I want to know, how is this going to work? Is it the coach and the general manager both reporting to the owner, or is it the coach reporting to the general manager, then he reports to the owner? I need to know. But again, we'll see all of this, how it plays out and what's going forward. I think they talked to Aaron Glenn Monday is going to be his opening presser for the Jets. So I'm excited to see. Lil Balloon says, big games tomorrow. Yes, sir. It absolutely is. Absolutely is. W. Joe salutes. Thank you again, Lil Balloon. Outlaw says, would you trade up to get a quarterback this year? I wouldn't. I think the price is going to be far too high. And even though I like Shador and Cam Ward, they're not like for sure bets. There's a lot of things going on. Okay. It's not like, Trevor Lawrence or, like a really strong draft. Like it's just really them two. And even them, there's some questions, but those guys are solid. But the rest of the QB class is like, nah. The rest of y'all are more likely like second or third round picks. So then the teams that are really QB hungry, the ones at the top that need something, or even the offers that they're going to listen to I think is going to be astronomical. So I wouldn't move up. I think the price is going to be way too high. I think the Jets have so many needs that, drafting a quarterback, going up would be great, if it makes sense. But there's a lot of other issues that the Jets need to utilize that draft capital. And I think that we really have a chance to trade back and gain draft capital and make things happen. So we'll see. Bree says, AFC all the way, Joe. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely, Bree. Rod says, I want Milor as our Jets QB. We'll see, man. Listen, I tell you what, man, there's been a lot of talk about Milroe from Alabama. I know there's a lot of people saying, we don't know. Does he have it upstairs? Can he read a defense? We know he can move. We know he's got a lot of, you give him a year under somebody and he might be a guy that can change things up. Again, there's a lot of options and we'll be talking about that going forward. Outlaw says, I think Aaron Glenn can talk to Garrett Wilson. Yeah. We'll see. So a lot of things moving and shaking, man. A lot of things moving and shaking. A lot of things happening. So we're going to see. But listen, I got to get up out of here. My schedule's crazy. Also, we game on this channel sometimes. Okay. A lot of people upset with your boy because I'm not gaming. My schedule's wild. Okay. So if you catch me playing Street Fighter 5 or because Street Fighter 6 is trash, or GTA 6, when that comes out, we're going to be playing that. I might start playing GTA again on the channel. Please come in and join us. Talk that talk. We talk life. We talk about all this stuff. Okay. So please get involved with all of that stuff that I do. And also as well in that link tree, for those of you that may not know, here's the link tree again. I have a reaction channel. Please get involved with my reaction channel. I have some reaction videos up soon. It's been a minute, but my schedule is crazy. Okay. So please get involved in all of that. All right. So I got to get up out of here, folks. Listen, be safe. Okay. Be safe. A lot of crazy things going on in this world. Blog Talk sucks. Okay. But there's a lot of crazy things going on in this world and y'all need to be safe. Okay. Don't ask me why they're happening, but they happening. Okay. Sit down with your friends and family, eat a good meal, watch some good TV, and let the people that you love know that you love them. Okay. It's important to me in my life. It's important to me in my life that I do that. Okay. I hope it's important to you in yours. Okay. Because you never know. Man, you never know. Outlaw says, the thing that I like about Aaron Glenn, he already knows Woody Johnson And if he didn't like him, he would have went to go and sign with the New Orleans Saints, but chose to come back. Yeah, I think the relationship with the Johnsons absolutely is going to be a benefit to the New York Jets as a whole going forward, because we all know that the Johnsons need to trust somebody to get out of the way. Okay, we started seeing that become an issue with Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh. Even before they got fired this season, there was a lot of rumors. I know that y'all remember. There was a ton of rumors about them getting fired in seasons before that. Anybody remember like those rumors that just kept circulating that they wanted to get rid of Joe Douglas because they didn't feel like he was doing enough or he wasn't spending enough and like all these things. So, you know, the Johnsons need to back off. And that's why I was, you know, also a big proponent of bringing Rex back, because I think that Rex was also a guy that they would be like, okay, we fully trust what he's going to do. Let's go forward. But Aaron Glenn coming into the building, he was the guy that, you know, to me was my number one guy overall, as y'all started to hear, you know, the week before he was hired. So, yeah. So I got to get up out of here. Listen, y'all stay safe. I will see y'all. You know, that Chiefs-Bills game, we'll be watching that together. I'll be here with y'all. Drop by, man. Come kick it with your boy, talk that talk, and have fun. Please give the stream a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell. So when I post content, you'll be in the know. Super Chat's there. Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Anything you give to the platform is greatly appreciated. I'll see y'all Sunday.